Chapter 6 of Voyagers 2 moves from history into the inner physics of the Amenti system, how ascension actually works, what the planetary grid is, and what the coming stellar activation cycle means. Here's the story retold in that same narrative, world-building style, so the ideas flow like a chronicle rather than a textbook. Chapter 6, the mechanics of ascension. For ages, the Guardians had spoken of humanity's return to the higher worlds, yet few on Earth understood how such a return could occur. Now the Emerald Order began to reveal the hidden science behind the promise, the blueprint by which matter itself can rise in frequency and pass through the halls of Amenti. The planetary grid and the Stargate system. Beneath every mountain, sea and desert lies a web of living light lines, currents of electromagnetic plasma that spiral through the planet's body. The Guardians call this network the planetary shield or Amenti grid. Each intersection of its lines forms a Stargate, a portal that connects Earth to her parallel counterpart, and through that to Tara and beyond. There are 12 major Stargates on Earth, each resonating with one of the 12 DNA strands of the angelic human template. When the grid is balanced and the DNA strands are active, the human body and the planetary body vibrate in harmony, allowing natural passage between dimensions. But since the electric wars and the misuse of Atlantean technology, Earth's grid had become twisted. Certain gates were reversed in polarity, others sealed entirely. This distortion prevented normal ascension and kept humanity locked in a three-dimensional reality field. The blue flame currents. At the center of the grid runs the blue flame, the living current drawn long ago from Tara's core. It flows upward through Earth's crystalline matrix in three great streams known as the three flame currents. One blue flame of Amenti, the central Christos frequency, dimension 5. 2, gold flame of Ra, solar masculine current, dimension 4. 3, violet flame of Ayani, magnetic feminine current, dimension 6. Together they form the triflame staff, the axis around which all planetary and human Merkaba fields spin. When these currents are balanced within a person, the body becomes a miniature version of the planetary gate system, a living portal through which ascension can occur. The human Merkaba. Every being, the Guardians explain, carries a personal Merkaba field, counter-rotating spirals of light that generate the vehicle of ascension. When the 12-strand DNA template activates, the Merkaba begins to spin in harmonic with the planetary grid. At the right frequency threshold, the two fields lock, opening a doorway into the next harmonic universe. This is the true meaning of resurrection, ascension, or translation. Not escape from Earth, but a shift of matter into a finer spectrum of the same creation field. Stellar activation cycles. Approximately every 26,000 years, Earth enters an alignment window when the natural frequencies of the solar and galactic fields synchronize. These are the stellar activation cycles, periods when the halls of Amenti can open and the blue flame currents surge more strongly through the grids. During each cycle, the Guardians attempt to raise the planet's frequency gradually, allowing human DNA to absorb higher light without collapse. If the process succeeds, large groups of souls ascend together. If the grids are hijacked or the people are unprepared, the energy surge triggers cataclysm instead. Past cycles include the rises and falls remembered as Lemuria and Atlantis. The present one, the Amenti resurrection cycle, began in the late 20th century and will peak over the coming centuries. The role of the Indigo and Orifim lines. To manage this delicate transition, the Guardian Alliance seeded Earth with specific soul families, Indigo Type 1, 2 and 3, and Orifim beings, carrying pre-coded DNA capable of stabilizing the blue flame. They reincarnate as ordinary humans, but awaken in stages through dreams, sudden memory, or direct contact. Their bodies act as frequency modulators, anchoring the incoming waves of the stellar activation cycle so that the planet itself does not fracture. These are the modern heirs of the priests of and Mu, the grid keepers of today. Opposition and the grid wars. As before, the fallen angelic alliances strive to divert the activation currents into artificial networks, the Metatronic grids or black cube systems that invert the natural spiral of the Merkaba. By reversing spin ratios, they can siphon energy from Earth's shield and delay ascension. The Guardians refer to this hidden conflict as the Shadow Amenti campaign, a continuation of the ancient electric wars now fought through subtle electromagnetic technologies, mass consciousness manipulation, and distortion of spiritual teachings. Humanity's challenge is to discern between genuine Christos frequencies and the simulated light fields generated by these systems. How ascension feels from within. When the body begins to respond to the blue flame, sensations of heat, ringing tones, and waves of emotion may arise. DNA strands start to resonate, releasing ancient memory. Dreams of cities of light, of familiar faces from other worlds, are signs that the soul is reconnecting to its Amenti counterpart. The Guardians counsel balance, grounding the energy through breath, compassion, and creative service, so the new frequencies integrate rather than overwhelm. The planetary threshold. As the current stellar activation cycle advances, the frequencies of dimensions 4, 5, and 6 are merging into the physical plane. This is the beginning of the Amenti opening foretold in the Covenant of Palador. If enough humans hold the Christos frequency, the planetary macabre will ignite fully, creating a bridge between Earth and Tara. Those attuned will simply translate upward into the higher harmonic Earth, while others will continue evolving within the lower band until they are ready. Closing of Chapter 6. The Guardians. Message at the chapter's end is both scientific and deeply personal. Ascension is not a miracle granted by an external power, but a natural biological event encoded within human DNA since the first creation on Tara. Every prayer, every act of kindness, every moment of conscious breathing strengthens the macabre spin and aligns the body to the blue flame. Open quote. You are the gates you seek, the transmission says. When your heart burns steady with the three flames, the halls of Amenti open through you, and Earth herself remembers her way home. Close quote. Would you like me to go on with Chapter 7, which continues this theme and describes the modern countdown to the reopening of the Amenti gates and the challenges surrounding that event?